Welcome back, everybody, again for another episode of Just Visiting, another segment that we got for you today. And today we're going to be talking about just a little show in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that's coming out called She-Hulk. Now, when I heard that they were making a She-Hulk show, I was very excited. I'm probably not excited as Jonathan. Jonathan's a bigger fan, but I was excited. I was like, that's cool. I like Hulk. I've seen and read a couple things about her in comics, and I do like her. So that'll be cool. Plus, she's beautiful. She's not as beautiful as my wife, but that's always a plus, right? So, anyways, we're gonna talk a little bit about the trailer. We've already watched the trailer. Otherwise, we would have done a reaction to it. But we've both watched it, and since I always usually open the videos talking, I'm gonna let Jonathan go ahead and talk and tell us what he thought about the trailer. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer, go over to Marvel's website and watch it, and let us know what you think. Seriously, comment below. This show is all about having a conversation. That's really the basis of it. So about anything. So feel free to comment below. Let us know what you thought about the trailer. Jonathan, what did you think of the She-Hulk trailer? Are you excited that we're getting an MCU She-Hulk?
It's just weird. You know this, and if some of you guys who've been here for a while know this, I usually don't watch a lot of trailers, but I actually watched the She-Hulk trailer a couple times. And I want to say two of them were intentional. I think the third one might have been on a commercial or something like that. But which is abnormal. I normally watch a commercial, like a trailer, once, and I'll never go back to it again. But I watched it once myself, and I think I might watch it twice myself, and then I saw my wife, and now I was seeing on a trailer, like on TV or commercial or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, I was, like you said, I was very excited when I heard She-Hulk was coming. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. They're all about, Marvel's all about women empowerment. So this should be an awesome show because this is a great person to cast for the women empowerment movement. She-Hulk is a fantastic character. I like her. I haven't read a ton of her comics, but I feel like I've read enough of her to know her personality and stuff like that. And so when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, this is not bad. This is I mean, we didn't get too much information. It's a 2-minute trailer, so we didn't get too much information about what they're going to do with the character, what direction they're going to go, what challenges she's going to even face. But
yeah,
I was excited because I was like, this feels like She-Hulk's character. From what I've read of her, this feels like her character, the sassy, the family drama, the know-it-all kind of deal. It feels like they're trying to be true to who she is in the comics. I will say, like everyone else, I had some issues with the CGI, but I realized, this is TV. They're not going to put a huge amount of budget into a TV CGI as they would the movies. But even the movies haven't been that CGI in the movies haven't been that well either. So I don't know if maybe their CGI is just on the fritz right now and they're trying to fix it. But apparently Marvel has said don't worry about CGI. It's going to be better in the show probably when you watch it. So I'm not super concerned about that. The only other concern I had was I did not feel like she was muscular enough. I would like to have seen a lot more cutting, of her biceps and triceps and her whole body, her abs and stuff like that. I would have preferred to see more of that. But hey, it was a 2-minute trailer, so there's not a ton of we know everything that's going to happen.
Yeah, and guys, we pretty much always do one trailer and that's it. We usually watch the first trailer. If there's a teaser, just so you guys know on this channel, if there's a teaser, we'll watch the teaser and then the very first trailer that comes out. Yeah. That's the most we'll do. We don't do multiple trailers because honestly, Marvel is really bad about revealing everything about the project. And then it makes the shows and the movies not as good. We kind of noticed that around phase 3. We were watching all these trailers and stuff, and we were like, dang, I feel like I know the whole movie. So we just kind of stopped after that. But that's interesting. So I hated the trailer. I hated it.
This is so weird. This is so weird because you're the Marvel stan on this show.
I'm not the Marvel stan.
I'm the DC stan.
You always say I'm the Marvel stan.
I've liked the Phase 4 a lot more than you have. You seem like you hated Phase 4 so far, and I'm like, it was okay. It's not
we had a whole phase. Okay, well, we have another video we want to do about why we don't like Phase 4, why it's the worst of all of them.
Okay, so yes, I can agree with all those takes, but I'm saying to the degree of worseness, my degree is a lot higher than yours. You're
a lot higher, way higher. Really?
I mean, I like Doctor Strange. I like Shang-Chi. I liked
I like Shang-Chi as well.
what was it? There was another movie, didn't it? Was there another movie?
Spider-Man. We both like Spider-Man a
We
lot.
both like Spider-Man.
You actually don't like Spider-Man that much.
But I liked Hawkeye. I liked Captain American and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I liked.
You always mess that title up every time.
Because he got a new name, but it's not a new name because the show wasn't really called that originally, and then they changed at the end. So I don't know. It just confuses me.
Tokenized. That's an inside joke. I'm just kidding. No, I really didn't like the trailer. I thought it looked really bad. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, if you look at it from a CGI perspective, it's very bad. It's very bad. And the movies lately have not been very good as far as CGI. Doctor Strange's CGI was bad. And I think, in my personal opinion, is that Marvel has done really great with CGI in the past, right? Like, they've done really, and we're not even talking about budgetary wise, like, because you throw more money at it doesn't mean the CGI is going to be better. It's more so how you utilize that and how artistic you are in showing it, right? How good are the people doing the CGI? And so far in the trailer, I was like, that is probably the worst CGI I've seen for Marvel, and that's saying a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my opinion is, I just don't let Disney go when it comes to CGI. I'm like, okay, you can be a lot. I'm harder on them than I probably am other things, like the Flash and things like that. You know, they need to be good too, but like, they're just,
they do have a significantly less budget than
their budget is a lot smaller, and the people they're able to get because of their budget are probably going to be a little less talented. And there's examples of good CGI in those shows too. But anyways, so I'm a stickler when it comes to that. I'm like, we need to really, I would feel the same way with Warner Brothers in DC, by the way. Like, if their CGI was bad, I'm like, guys, we've had better CGI before. You can do good.
You mean like a Superman without the mustache?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly. But this was almost worse than that. It was worse than that.
If Snyder Cut did anything, it fixed that. Like, that was the CGI. It fixed that scene, and that made the movie 10 times better. It was so distracting watching his lip. Anyway,
so I feel like what they're actually doing with her character is they're making her I think they're gonna just make her like a mouthpiece for the feminist movement.
Like Supergirl, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting, and I feel like that's disingenuous to the character.
Okay.
And it's just like, there's multiple things. Well, you can. Well, okay. Just go. Well, that's churlish. Insubordinate and churlish. No, if you go to the guy who created She-Hulk, he didn't create her to be a feminist character. That wasn't his.
No, yeah.
At all. But so if you want to talk about the basis of the character, now, has she been used in comics for that? Sure, but you can have a conversation of whether that is good or not use of the character. I'm just a little worried that they're going to taint the character by using her as some sort of political or ideological mouthpiece, because there's 2 or 3 scenes in the movie where she basically says something that can be taken out.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of.
He has some cringy lines.
Yeah, so I was just kind of like, I thought one thing of CGI that was really bad was when she's carrying the dude at the end, which was also really cringy. I don't know anybody who didn't cringe at that part. My wife,
and that's when the CGI looked really, really bad.
Because it looked like the dude was floating in the air.
Yeah, it looked really bad.
Then there's the kind of the whole thing, which, like, the thing with, I will say this about her, like, she's essentially like a sexualized character. Like, she is that way. Like, that's why she looks so pretty when she's in She-Hulk form. Like, she's supposed to look really,
she doesn't like a monster.
Yeah, she's supposed to look attractive and really sexy and all these different things. That's just a part of how her character was created. Mm-hmm. So and she doesn't, a lot of people have compared her to Fiona from Shrek, which is really funny. So I find that really, really funny.
Like the Disney She-Hulk as Fiona.
Yeah, I find that really funny. Okay. I think it's more so like the green colored tone and the way her skin looks. It does kind of look like that, but she doesn't look like Fiona, I don't think. But anyways, to talk about the trailer, I didn't like a lot of what I saw. I thought the lines were written really cringy, not only on the political / ideological stuff. It just felt very cookie cutter. It didn't give us a lot about the show, so I can't say really anything about the show itself. I I'm excited. One thing I am excited for, I like the original Incredible Hulk, and we're getting Abomination back. I was like, cool. I like Abomination. I like the guy who played Abomination. I thought he did a great job, and he's going to be in this movie. So I was like, cool, that's awesome. I'm also tired of Smart Hulk. I'm just over. I'm over Smart Hulk, man. I'm so tired.
I am too.
I want my like raging, angry Hulk back. You know what I mean? And one thing I always liked about Hulk in the comics is that like he kind of never comes to a place where he's like perfectly found them. Yeah, found the merge of these things. Like he'll come to a point where he is, but then he loses control, right? Because that's just kind of what happens. And so I wish they would just kind of have this for a time and then move on, but it doesn't look like we're going to move on from that. I don't know if she's going to carry the mantle or not, because I feel like they could use Mark Ruffalo for a while. There's talk of like, is she going to replace the Incredible Hulk? I don't think she is. I think she's just going to be running alongside him, kind of like what we saw in Hawkeye. So like,
I don't think she's going to be an Avenger.
Yeah, I don't see. I didn't like that line either about the Avengers, like, where she was like, "That's for orphans" and all this stuff, and I was just kind of like,
surprisingly, she's surprisingly orphans.
Yeah, it was like it's very anti-superhero, you know, and that doesn't always. If you're a fan, in my opinion, if you're a fan of like superhero stuff, that doesn't really. That's kind of annoying, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's good. Like so, like when you're in an example of where it's funny is like in the Harley Quinn animated show, right? Where she just makes fun of everybody, you know, it's just like, but it's supposed to be literally like a parody or a, what's the term? You like to use this word a lot. It's just very self-aware. The show's very self-aware. And it's like, you know, they're trying to make fun of stuff. Whereas this, it didn't really feel like that. It felt very unnatural. It was like, okay, apparently like lots of people don't like the Avengers or hate the Avengers, or they may even think the Avengers are some sort of like privileged group of people. You know what I mean? It's kind of what it came off like.
Oh man, you said the P word.
I know. I'm not trying to use that word politically. I actually mean it as in like, well, they think they're gonna, you know, it came from a place to me where I felt like she was saying, well, I'm not going to be one of those people because those are like high society or high class. It felt like a classist comment where it was kind of like, well, they're better than us, and I'm definitely not going to be one of those people. So that was kind of annoying. So like there's certain things that I didn't like. I really hope they clean up. I don't think the actress is bad. But a lot of the stuff I saw in the trailer was really cringy. Even where it says you'll like her, you will like her or something like that. And I was just like, instead of like you won't like him when he's angry, it's like you'll like her when she's angry. I was like, all right, that was kind of I don't know, like it was just, so I felt like most of the trailer I was cringing a lot. I didn't want to. I was kind of excited for the trailer, but she didn't look good. The lines were really cringy. The only thing I was looking forward to was seeing Abomination, and we didn't really see her. I'm wondering like how much is going to be her fighting. I don't know. I just feel like we're probably going to get, it felt more social. You know what I mean? It felt like more of a social comic book character than like I'm going to go fight. I'm a little interested in her lawyering. So I know that's a big part of the character. There's a rumor too that Daredevil might be in the show because like they're both lawyers.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. So that's kind of my take. I always try, even if I don't like trailers, I try my best to like have good expectations for the show, because trailers aren't everything. I've watched trailers where I was like, that's going to be bad, and then I watch it and I'm like, oh, I actually liked that a lot more than I thought I would. And then like personally, a lot of the Marvel shows, I've watched the trailers being excited, and then I watched the show and I'm like, oh, I didn't really like that as much as I thought I would. And
maybe that's reverse psychology this time.
Maybe
bad
it
trailer.
Will. Exactly.
Maybe it's like Sonic, right? How they had they sent the first Sonic trailer out, and everyone was like, "This looks terrible. This sucks. This is horrible. Yeah. No one wants to watch this." And they're like,
they fix it
in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
In the movie. So maybe that's what we're getting. Maybe they're gonna hear the backlash and like reflect on that and change something. But no, I agree with a lot of what you said. So this is my thing. from what I remember in her comics, I felt like she was a lot more because she did a lot of law stuff. A lot of her comics kind of stepped a little bit into the political stuff, and obviously a lot of the writers who write She-Hulk stuff are very left leaning. So I think she's probably she probably should be a more left leaning character, which I'm not opposed to as long as they do justice to, as our former president like to say, both sides. As long as it's not like, because it never felt like her comments were like looking down. It's like she has a point of view, but she's very stubborn and hard-headed about it, obviously. But it's like other people around her will also have their own personal point of view that's different from hers, but it's still, both of us still respect it.
Yeah, I think, well, we talk about this a lot on the show. Most of the time when we have a problem with something, it's when you can tell you're being like force fed that's usually when we have an issue with it, right? Like Supergirl is a great example. I don't know how you watch that whole show,
dude. I'm on season 6 right now. I'm up to like 3 or 4. Like this is the last season, man. This is the last season.
I applaud your strength, man.
It's so cringy. Like we just had a court case with Lex Luthor, and he basically got off scot-free, even though he admitted to like trying to brainwash the world. He got off scot-free. He was just like, wow, people really just like a guy who just tells it like it is. And I was like, oh, come on. Come on. No.
It's just like right there. It's right on the nose.
It was an old white guy who was on a jury who was reading a statement.
This is an old white guy. Did he have like a conservative thing on there?
Oh yeah, for sure. He looked
American flag T-shirt, like that's so funny. Yeah, like that's when it's like man, you just can't. I don't know. It's just so frustrating, right? When you kind of feel force fed or feel like someone's. This is how it feels for me. It feels like someone's watching over my shoulder and is like, "Did you hear that? Did you get that? Did you get that? We were trying. This was our." It's like instead they take out everything there and they're like, "Message. Here's our message for the show," and it's like, stop. Like, I don't want to. I just want to watch superheroes.
Can we give Disney a little bit of credit though? Because they're not nearly as bad as DC. Like Disney will give you some of the messaging, but it's not like they're trying to force feed it to you. Where it's like in every other line, they're like women's rights or
well, what are you comparing it to? Because I don't think they're as bad as DC as far as like they're like. I don't think DC's movies or HBO shows are as bad as
I'm just thinking like Young Justice, Titans, I'm thinking like Supergirl, Batwoman.
I haven't finished the last season of Titans, but I didn't think Titans was that bad. I mean, there's a little bit of stuff every once in a while, but not like doesn't have to do with the overall story. You know what I mean?
No.
Whereas I feel like I'll agree with you on the CW shows. They are a lot worse generally on like the entire existence of this show is like literally, put it on a plate and be like, here you go.
To advance our social, yeah.
Like
Batwoman is the show that's going to end racism. That's the show that's going to do it.
But don't you respect it a little bit more when it's like this is what it's about versus like we're gonna hide it, like we just want to hide it from you?
No, I would rather you hide it. Okay, like go back to the days where ESPN like they subtly told us that they were like pro anarchy. Like they're like subtly like, racism is bad, that kind of deal. Like I want to go back to those days where they're like subtly like, you shouldn't beat women, like those kind of days. Let's go back to the subtlety. let's go back to the subtle days.
I don't know how we got to this topic, but anyways, well, we're getting.
Well, I'm just saying, like when you're subtle, you can at least still provide me a good story. But when you're only like your only goal is to teach me, because I'm such a rube, I'm such a brain dead idiot, that you have to take Supergirl's time out of her day to teach me the moral superiority of the lesbian community. Like that's when I'm like, okay, no, I don't like this. This is abhorrent. This is stupid.
I don't know, man. I just think it's, in the words of Geralt from The Witcher, he says evil is evil, and he's like, whether it's greater evil, lesser evil, he's like, if you want me to choose between greater evil or lesser evil, I'd prefer not to make that choice. And then he walks away. I was just like, yeah, that's a good line. That's a good line right there. So if it's greater wokeism or lesser wokeism, I'd rather just not make that choice. It's still wokeism. So no,
I get you. I'm
yeah.
just saying, like, if we're going to get force fed something, so I'm just asking you, how much of it do you want on your plate?
I guess
commend Disney that they're at least like, we're not going to like force feed you it in the things that matter the most.
Yeah. I guess I hope that one day it'll go back to where that's gone. I'm probably holding on to that a little too tight, but anyways, we'll see. I mean, the show may not be that bad. You know what I mean? Like sometimes there's been some movies that Marvel has put out or TV shows where they put the social commentary in the trailer as a hook to get people to watch it, and then you watch it and you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So I mean, I've seen lots of shows like that where it's like social commentary, and then it's like, I don't want that, and then you watch the show and you're like, oh, that there's like nothing,
barely anything in there.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like Fox News should start like a superhero thing. It'd be the same thing, right? If they had like a superhero team and they were like, we're here to fight, like, I don't know, we're here to fight Antifa. Yeah, essentially something like that. I'd be like, I don't want, can we just, anyways.
It's all about the Second Amendment. Guns rights. These Nazis want to take our guns.
Second Amendment man, and he just like comes out and he's like, what's an assault weapon? I don't know. And he's like, assault weapons are technically everything. Assault, like, I don't know. That would be really, I mean, I'd probably laugh really hard, but just like I do at the Supergirl stuff. I will say that Supergirl is at least good for a laugh. You know what I mean? Because it's so out there. It's so over like, yeah, it's just like, that was hilarious.
I was watching it today, and I'm like, who was watching this show and it's like, I love this content. Like this is like grade A premium content you're giving me here. Like, who was watching this show and thinking that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyways, I will say I agree with you. Marvel hasn't gone down the CW route, but I kind of see that as a CW thing, less of a Warner Brothers thing, and we might be getting less of it with Warner Brothers, because if you guys go watch one of our old live streams, we talked about how DC's got bought and merged with Discovery, and the Discovery guy was like, you guys just need to like make a Superman movie and stop like essentially messing around with what do people like. And he's like, they like Superman, just do Superman. Like, and it's like, yeah,
Batwoman. I feel like they like Batwoman.
It's like,
yeah. What about that one Robin
Naomi
girl? Yeah, Naomi. I think they like Naomi. Doesn't feel like a recent phenomenon at all.
That show got canceled after one season, by the way. It only had like 10 episodes. Got canceled.
People like the show though, which is weird. The weird thing is, I thought some people. I heard some people saying it was pretty good.
The first 2 seasons did good. I should send you a video that I saw of the numbers, but the numbers were like horrible. Eric July actually talked about it. He has a video about it, and he shares the numbers of the episode. Like, if you go to who watched it, and it's pretty bad. It's like really, it's like 20,000 people, 30,000 people were watching the show, which is incredibly low. So like, that's, you know what I mean? That's not even 100. That's not even the upper echelon of like getting to 100,000. So,
yeah, it's like a YouTube video. Like, you can get like a random YouTube video, get you 50,000 views.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty bad. So, but anyways, sorry. Final thoughts on She-Hulk. I'm still looking forward to it because I'm kind of excited to see what the narrative is. A lot of these other Disney shows, I've been disappointed because they're all over the place. So if this has like just a solid story that's just like basic and I might enjoy it a little bit, but a lot of them have been kind of all over the place for me, so that's why I haven't enjoyed them as much. So we'll see. I'm not angry, but I will say I hated the trailer. The trailer was really bad, but that doesn't mean I won't. It was different than last thing I'll say is it was different than the Miss Marvel trailer. The Miss Marvel trailer just said, this is not for you. I'm probably going to watch it for the show, but that's essentially what it said. It was just like, this is not, because the humor was kind of childish and everything. And apparently it's going to have like I think it's like a TV 14 or TV like a Y7 rating or something. So it's supposed to be for kind of smaller kids, which is fine. It just, that show was like, nah, I'm probably not going to watch that one. I mean, I normally wouldn't, but I'll probably watch it for the show. But This one, it didn't turn me off to the show, because I do like the character. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what
How
happens.
much Hulk do you think we're gonna get in this show?
Very little, very little.
I think like an episode, maybe just like the second episode where she's
Couple episodes. I'm kind of wondering how she's going to get her powers. I'm wondering if it's going to be comic book accurate or not. I don't think it will be.
I don't think it will be at all.
Which is kind of upsetting because her origins kind of like, let's be honest, okay? When Marvel does origin stories for their newer characters, they're just really crappy. If they just stuck to the comic book, they would usually be a little bit more emotional and you would probably connect to the character more. But they keep not doing it that way, and I'm like, why aren't you doing it anyways? So, last thoughts, Jonathan. I'm done.
I'm excited for the show. I'm excited to see what changes they're going to make because obviously I think there was a lot more backlash to this show than most of the shows that have, been done so far. But
there has been a lot, yeah.
So I'm excited to see it. Like I feel like they're going to change some things, and it's going to be a better product on the back end. So I'm excited for the show. I'm pretty hyped because I haven't had like a lot of Hulk in a while. So
yeah,
we're getting a whole series.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if we got an episode where they're actually out doing like a mission together or something. But I don't really see that happening. But because I mean, it's called She-Hulk. It's not like the Hulks. So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be. My expectations are lower, so maybe I'll actually like it more because of that. So we'll see what happens.
You think we're going to see the Asian kid who eventually becomes Hulk?
Amadeus Cho?
Yeah.
There's a rumor that, there's been a rumor for a while that he's going to be in the Marvel universe. But the last thing I'll say is like, I don't know why. I think we probably will. I hadn't even thought about that, but I bet we probably will. But a lot of people don't like these characters. Like when they introduced the all new Marvel universe, their comic book sales went down like by a lot. So I keep wondering why they're doing it. The only answer sounds like messaging, right? Like that seems to be the only answer, but it's like nobody liked that. And I feel like a lot of fans don't like the fourth phase so far. But we'll see what happens. So anyways, anything else you want to say?
No, sir.
All right. Well, guys, this is Jonathan and Eric again. So thank you guys for watching this segment over what we thought on She-Hulk and apparently messaging in our superhero shows as well. So we may have to add that to the title. But anyways, again, we're just a channel where we talk about pretty much everything from in pop culture, in regular culture, in life. We talk about life lessons. We talk about sports, entertainment, anything across the board. So thank you for visiting our channel today and visiting with us. But you can also like, comment, and subscribe and hit that bell notification so that way you get all the videos to your phone. But besides that, we will see you guys next time on Just Visiting. We appreciate you. Bye-bye.